RX Muscle one day before the 2024 Dubai Pro, and I'm joined by a man who's going to be making his second appearance on a pro stage tomorrow here in Dubai. We are, of course, talking about Rubiel Mosquera, who is nice enough to talk to us literally the night before this show. And then, of course, the legend himself, Chris Cormier. Chris, I'm going to go to you first. You've obviously been around Rubiel ever since he turned pro. You've pushed him. You told me all these stories about how you really wanted to, instill that discipline to be not only a professional bodybuilder, but a champion bodybuilder. What have you seen out of Rubiel over this last year?
Just a lot of personal growth and getting to know Rubio over the course of the last year or so. I noticed a lot of growth, not only his body but his mind, his work ethic, training, posing is improving. We're always tinkering with his posing, and I'm always trying to instill in him the things he's going to need to be a top professional. As long as I'm going to be around him, I'm going to help him in whatever I could do, whether it's helping him with the massage, making sure they're doing the right deep tissue massage with him, make sure they're doing the right, he's doing the right poses, giving him homework with the video and everything. He takes it very serious, and he's learning more and more. And just think, he's only putting Protan on, once in his life. He hasn't been around a gym all of his life. He's
Right.
been, living in Colombia, around small
Right.
type of people. It's not what people would think, how everyone lives in a big metropolis type of place. You don't come from that type of environment. So, that's all a learning thing, but he's taking it on, as much as possible. I'd like people to get to know who he really is before you try to judge his character, his, whatever he's about.
Rubiel, this is your second pro show, your first year as an IFBB pro. Since you turned pro to now, what have you learned about being a pro bodybuilder?
Bueno, hola a todos, yo soy Rubén Mosquera de Sila y bueno, estamos aquí con el amigo, con Chris, what's your name?
Sadiq.
Chris. En esta entrevista, bueno, ¿qué quiero mostrar yo en el Dubai Pro? Quiero mostrar un cambio físico totalmente diferente a mi último evento que fue en el Praga Pro, y ese es mi segundo show. Y bueno, muy contento de poder participar en ese evento, ya que pues voy a competir con competidores que ya están clasificados al Olimpia. Y para mí una emoción muy grande de mi segundo campeonato. Y bueno, la idea es ganar para poder clasificar al Olimpia de 2024. Y nada, muy contento de estar aquí. Fueron unas 12 semanas de preparación para ese Dubai Pro que fue en Kuwait, UCG. La verdad que pues muy agradecido con las personas de allá, con Aska, con el equipo de trabajo de él y con todos los muchachos que trabajan en ese gimnasio. Y bueno, esperemos que mañana las cosas sean a mi favor y la idea es darla toda en el show y salir campeón.
So you've been training obviously at Oxygen Gym, under the tutelage of a legend like Chris Cormier. In this year, the training, learning your body, right? What are some of the things that you now know that you didn't know a year ago about the training, about the posing, about the diet, the sacrifice that it takes to be a great bodybuilder?
Sí. Bueno, lo principal es la biomecánica del entrenamiento, que eso es lo que realmente uno necesita para convertirse en un campeón. Entrenar siempre al fallo, con la mejor técnica, usando el mejor peso posible, el mejor rango de movimiento. Y el tema del posing, creo que posing es todo, no es only training y no posing. Bueno, posing es perfecto. Chris es un gran posador, posing es crazy. Ya, posábamos muy bien allá, hacíamos rondas de 10 series. Creo que después del entrenamiento uno termina muy agotado, pero eso es lo que uno refleja en la tarima. Así que pues aprendí mucho de Chris en el tema de entrenamiento, de dieta, de posing. Creo que son cosas que uno debe aprender de personas que ya han pasado por eso. Y Chris fue un gran competidor en su tiempo. Y bueno, ahora vengo con algo muy diferente que es como darle siempre el enfoque al músculo a la hora de entrenar.
Chris, I did want to address there are misunderstandings of Rubiel, and there are a lot of theories. One, why didn't he compete at the New York Pro? Why didn't he compete at the Arnold Classic? And does he want it bad enough in terms of the work ethic, in terms of the desire to be great? You having been around him so long, ever since he turned pro, what can you say to those that question his hunger and desire to be a great bodybuilder?
Yes, I got to say that, he's taking it all in a grain of salt. I mean, he's, just before COVID is when he was really getting into the notion of training hard, training for competition. Then that happened. Then after that, it's been him getting to the point of you got to build that mentality. You don't just start from just because you hear, oh, this is the proper way to do a rep or a set, that you just gradually just get into it like that. It takes the time to get through that point of that level, and raising your levels and raising your levels. And I just think, just he's coming from a place of, being on a farm,
Yeah.
and then coming to that, to being, seeing the whole world. And, it takes a special person to come from, humble beginnings to being sought after as could be the next Ronnie Coleman, could be the next guy to win an Olympian title. So I just think with, things happening super fast for him, as far as like he was turned pro, took third in the top show, beat some
Right.
people who's beat a lot of people.
Yes.
A lot of these people beat a lot of people, not even past the 5th place, 6th place. All those people beat a lot of people. And I think, he was probably just, you got like a deer in the headlights type of situation, to where it's like, wow, okay, I'm here. I did the same thing when I turned pro. I was like, I went from, the USA to second in my first pro show to fourth in that on a classic, but then I'm top 6 in the world. I'm like, man, top 6 in the world, that's crazy, right? So I just think people just got to give him time to get a grasp on what he's doing for his body, his mind, his family. His family is very important
Yes.
to him. So I think all of these things, if you take that in account, I think you can get a grasp on who Rubiel Mosquera really is as a man.
So, Chris is telling me that you come from a small town originally in Colombia.
Yeah.
So now here you are in one of the biggest, most popular tourist destinations, Dubai. You've been training in Kuwait. You're getting a chance to see the world and, competing in front of large crowds. What's that like for a kid from a small town in Colombia to now be competing on such a big stage in front of all these people?
Bueno, la verdad que yo vengo de una parte de Colombia muy pequeña, que hay pocas oportunidades para deportistas, no solamente para culturistas, sino en toda la rama del deporte. Esto es la oportunidad de salir desde allá y bueno, poco a poco las cosas se han ido dando. Y a veces no me las creo, a veces uno como que no se cree las cosas, pero tiene la mentalidad de que sí. Que creo que más que las ganas que uno tiene es esto, mente, muy mentality y motivation every day. Hay días que uno no quiere entrenar, ¿verdad? Y no trae, uno off. Off, bro. Dice, go, train. Entonces, pienso que eso es las ganas que uno tiene de salir adelante, la motivación y la mentalidad. Creo que más allá ya no se puede. Ya ahí está empezando acá, muy contento. Yo creo que son oportunidades que se dan dando a uno en la carrera porque uno viene haciendo las cosas bien desde cero y pues también hay potencial que más adelante puedo llegar a un Mr. Olympia. Mañana puede ser el día que me pueda qualificar. Sí, tomorrow qualify Olympia. Es crazy. Es
It's a,
very crazy, bro. En Colombia la gente está muy orgullosa de mí, la gente que me sigue, la gente que me apoya, mi family, que es very importante para mí.
Earlier this year, we were at the Dubai Muscle Show, and we had you pose in front of some of the legends. Chris was there, Dexter Jackson was there, Flex Wheeler, Dennis James, and you saw the reaction that they had to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Flex Wheeler talking about how your legs are already bigger than Ronnie's. When you hear these compliments from legends of the sport, what does that mean to you?
Primero, motivation. Segundo, ganas de ser mejor every day. Y tercero, pues contento. No, no una leyenda como Chris, como Coleman, como Dexter, como, como por ejemplo, Kevin LeBron.
Yeah,
Son,
yeah,
son
Pep LeBron, he was there
leyendas
too.
en el bodybuilding. Tengo muy buena amistad con ellos y son people, very good people.
When we talk about Rubiel, obviously you've been pushing him, and he goes from learning how to properly work out to being a pro bodybuilder and now being put to boot camp by someone who's like yourself at Oxygen Gym. How have you seen him process all this and take it all in yet follow the plan?
It's been well. I think we had little spurts of being around each other in different parts of the world. In Germany, and we was in TJ, we was in Mexico
Right.
for a minute. I think that was his first real like, whoa, like okay, we expected to get up in the morning. We expected to, when we're tired, we still got to perform. This and that. I think I think now at this time, I don't think anyone else has went to Oxygen Gym for that length of time. It's been like 4 months for
Yeah.
this guy, and that's tough for anybody. For even for myself, for anybody. And I just think that should show people enough how much he's grown, how much he's put forth the effort to be the best he can be. I don't know what the future holds as far as no one can tell what the future
Right.
holds, but I think people should pay, take that in that this guy is really putting his heart into what he's doing, and I think he's done a great job in learning. And I mean, the guy's doing cold plunges for a length of time. It's like, oh man, it's crazy. It's like, but he's putting a lot into it, and I'm really proud of him for that. And this is just a stepping stone to where he's going to go on in his life and do some great things.
Tomorrow you're going to be competing against some very stiff competition in the likes of a Nathan Diasha, William Bonac, Behruz Tabani, all three who are qualified for the Olympia.
Yeah.
What's that like competing against such, top competition?
Okay, bros. Tomorrow, que normal. ¿Cómo se dice? Mañana va a ser un día, una competencia más, que significa mucho para mí. Voy a competir con tres bodybuilders que ya están qualified a Olympia 2024. Para mí, pues contento de competir con ellos, pero tengo que hacer mi trabajo que es calificar tomorrow a Olympia.
I want you to look into that camera, and I want you to tell the audience that when Rubiel Mosquera's bodybuilding career is over, what will he have accomplished? What is the big goal for your career?
El mensaje sería que lo primero que nadie es profeta en su propia tierra, que si tiene un sueño, lucha, trabaja por ese sueño, que si lo hace de manera responsable, con trabajo, con dedicación y con disciplina, eso es mejor.
Well, you heard it from Rubiel. You heard it from the legend Chris Cormier. This is a day out from the Dubai Pro, his second pro show, and it's a very long-awaited, long-anticipated appearance for Rubiel. Rubiel, we wish you all the best, and thank you so much for joining us one night before the show. And Chris, as always, appreciate all your support, all your help in facilitating this interview. I'm sorry, what was your name again? Felipe. We have Felipe, who's been kind enough to translate, to literally record this and do everything in between. So very appreciative of the entire team. For now, Sadiq Faruqi from Dubai. Keep it locked to rxmuscle.com.
Ok, people, nos vemos mañana en la competición, así que vamos a calificar a la Olimpia.
We're out.
Let's go.